Here we go for the last video of these linear functions skills. Number 49. Determine the equation given the slope and a point. Okay, so here we go. We're given the slope and a point. It tells us we want slope-intercept form. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Slope is 2, but we do not know the y-intercept. But we do know a point on the graph. And every point on the graph must satisfy this equal sign. So if we substitute in the 2, 5 for x and y here, we'll be able to solve for b. Y is 5, x is 2, and therefore b equals 1. We're not finished though, we need to know the equation, and it's 2x plus 1 because 2 was the slope. We just figured out what b was, and there we have the equation. Okay, those ones are for you guys. Okay, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line given 2 points. Okay, so we're going to look at this one. So given 2 points, here. Oh dear, my battery is getting low. So we've got 2 points, so we need to calculate the slope first. Slope is delta y over delta x. Delta y, minus 1 minus 5. Delta x, minus 1 minus 5, happens to be the same. So negative 6 over negative 6, so the slope is 1. Okay, once we know the slope, we're really back to these kinds of a question. The slope is 1. I'm not going to write it there. The coefficient of x is 1. The slope is 1. That's fine. We're back to one of these types of question. We just have to choose either one of these points to substitute in for x and y to be able to solve for b. Negative 1 equals negative 1 plus b. So b is equal to 0 in this case. Then we would fill it back in, mx plus b. We calculate it, the slope to be 1, so 1x, and the y-intercept to be 0, so we also won't write it down there, but we would write it if we needed to. All right, we're almost done. Determine the equation given 2 points. That's what we just did. Determine the equation given a point and the equation of the line it's parallel to. All right, so number 62 is an example. It's going through this point. It's parallel to this graph. So the slope of this graph they're giving us is negative 3 over 2. Parallel, that means same slope. Therefore, the slope of the parallel line is also negative 3 over 2. Okay, now we're back to one of the previous questions. We've got this much information. We've got a point on this line. We substitute that point in for x and y and solve for b. And yes, you need to be comfortable with fractions. So b equals 7 over 2, which means the equation is negative 3 over 2x plus 7 over 2. Okay, almost there. One left. Determine the equation given a point and the equation that is perpendicular to it. Okay, so we need to come up with the equation y equals mx plus b. We know that it's perpendicular to this graph. So perpendicular means negative reciprocal slopes. The slope of this line is negative 7, so the slope of the perpendicular line will be positive 1 over 7. So there's that slope, 1 over 7. And now substitute the point in to calculate b. Oops, I forgot to I substituted my 3 in, my negative 4 in, but I forgot to substitute my 3 in. That's a 7. Okay, so this is 3 over 7 plus, I put the 3 in the wrong place. Let me start this over, sorry about that. Okay, so we have our slope of this line, negative 7. The perpendicular line to that has a negative reciprocal slope 1 over 7. So far we know y equals 1 over 7x plus b. Substitute the point in that we know is on that line. So negative 4 equals 3 over 7 plus b. So b equals negative 4 subtract 3 over 7. Common denominator here. And b should be negative 31 over 7, which means the equation is 1/7 x minus 31 over 7. Okay, just going to the answer sheet. Yes, you have the answers. Number 68. Make sure we're good there, and yes, we are. Okay, there you have it, guys. Have fun with linear functions.